It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Oh, welcome back. This is your feel-good breakfast show, and spring is here, and we all have flowers on the brain. Some might have flowers on their head like I do today, but I did tell you it's all part of today's how-to that you do not want to miss out on. But we also need to bring the experts. We have Pippa Sharp with us in studio, and I think, you know, we need some inspiration. We need some guidance on how to best incorporate florals into our homes, and it's great to have you here this morning.
Thank you for having me, Zoe. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Well, you know what? For me, I want to know, where did your journey or love with flowers start?
For me, it started because I grew up on a farm in Natal, and my mom had a beautiful big garden, and I used to just play in the garden for hours at a time. So when I was a little girl, she used to sew me like big Victorian dresses and like fabric, and then I just play and get lost in the garden. So it's more a collection of memories that I have from back then. Yeah, and then I just played with flowers throughout my life since then.
Okay.
And I was a dietitian before I was a florist.
Sure.
But then, like, I always had loved flowers.
Well, I see you incorporated some fruit into this arrangement
Yeah.
here behind me, so you still have that with you.
Yeah.
But I need to know, I mean, this is very clever. Where do you draw your inspiration from when you put a piece together?
I love nature and looking at the different seasons. So in autumn, you're going to get the beautiful, warm tones in the leaves, and I love incorporating those, and love spring where you get all these beautiful jasmine flowers. So just going with the seasons for inspiration is amazing because each season is so different. So it challenges you in different ways.
I can imagine.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, you know what? I love having flowers in the home. For me, I always have at least 2 vases full. But what would you say is now the best thing or the best way to incorporate flowers into your home? Do you buy pot plants?
Yeah.
Do you just buy a bunch of roses? What would you recommend?
I'd recommend just playing around and like seeing what's in the garden if you have a garden, and cutting foliage. Otherwise, just literally walk the streets and cut some foliage, and then just add that into whatever you buy. Pot plants are always an awesome, almost staple in the home. So we have a lot of pot plants in our house, and they last so long, so you just keep watering them and they're good. Orchids are also really nice to bring in because they last a while. But bright, colorful flowers every now and again is also awesome.
I have to say, I'm still surprised my orchid is still alive. But you know what, especially here in the Western Cape, our water restrictions are, we are level 5. I know that also just being environmentally conscious, what kind of plants can we incorporate right now in our homes?
Well, the best would probably be pot plants that you can sustain yourself, and fynbos is an awesome option because it doesn't require a lot of water. So right now, our best would be to focus on indigenous plants because they're the most hardy. And then in terms of buying, cosmos is coming into season, and that loves hot, dry weather, so that's a good option. But anything indigenous is the best in the home,
In the home. Well, don't go anywhere. Pippa is still with us a little bit later. We're going to put the boys to a challenge. You do not want to miss out on that. But of course, let's see what's today's how-to's all about.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, listen, flowers are on the brain everywhere today. Spring is here, and of course, we're having a lot of fun. Pippa Sharp is with us in studio. She's showing us how to be creative with a floral arrangement. And right now, as you can see, the boys are already going head on head against each other to create the most creative one. But Pippa is here to guide them. So, Pippa, how can we turn an ordinary bunch of roses that you bought from the store into something a little bit more spectacular?
Forage and get interesting things. So, for example, these dried ferns, don't be afraid of dried things, and then use what's around. So jasmine is flowering and it's amazing. Try and get things with different shape and form and different texture.
Okay. So how's it going? I'm helping you trim roses. You actually need to put the roses into the vase as well.
I must be honest, when it comes to these kind of things, I'm completely out of my depth, all right? So what I'm trying to do is I'm just going to go with my flower flow, if there's such a thing. Okay, but I mean...
But you actually need to put colour in there as well in terms of the actual roses, because they're the hero of the...
So cut the roses a little bit.
There you go.
And then take the leaves off.
See, I'm going for balance here of things, but I like the fact this is quite avant-garde for a flower arrangement, having a peach in there. It's a bit of a hero.
Nice. Nestle this right down in here.
I need one more
Get
of
it
these.
right in there.
Right in
Pippa,
there.
I wanted to know from you, in
And
terms
then
of when it comes to
pop some
choosing the
roses in there.
vase, what is your recommendation? Should we always go for
Graham.
When it comes to choosing the
really
right vase,
Yeah.
which would you choose or go for?
I'd choose something with a bit of a wide mouth, something that's not straight up, because then you can have a little bit of play. Like these ones have a little bit of a wide mouth. This is almost nice with wide mouth and not too tall. You can always cut your roses and plants shorter, but you can never make them longer if it's too tall.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the guys did this. What would you
That's good.
change on Graham's if you had to give him some constructive criticism?
I would cut some of the roses shorter.
Shorter. Are we
because
even
have
allowed to,
different
are we allowed
lengths.
to do that?
No,
Yeah.
you're allowed
And
to. You have
Ewan,
scissors,
what would
yeah.
you change on his?
This is actually pretty good for a first timer.
I told you, it's a flower flow.
Yeah, you just got to feel it. You just got to channel your
So what
your
I'd do
internal.
is I'd make pockets of interest. So I'd
Okay.
put the tulips like that, these here, and then this
how did you
wisteria
get
I'd put
tulips?
near the
Oh,
front
check it out.
and sort of
Okay.
hanging over. So you
So-
try and create something that that flows in the front and has a little bit more structure in the back.
Okay.
I will be studying this a little bit later on. This is what I've created in a matter of minutes.
It
Really.
looks lovely, dude. Thank you.
I'm loving the work that you've done here, Pippa. Thank you so much for joining us and
So
sharing some of these great
Thanks
tips.
for
I
having
can't
me.
wait to go home and try some of these with my own roses at home. Well, listen, we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We will see you shortly.